Yeah.
Can you tell me your favorite day so far on this trip?
Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein, why?
The snow. And it was like a little Christmas town. It was really quaint.
Yeah. It was a special day with the snowball fight, the wrestling match, all that trash you were talking. Um, so far, how's the trip going for you?
Good.
Good? How would you describe the trip so far?
Exciting and adventurous.
How have you been feeling? Have you been like wanting to go home? Moving too fast, too slow, frustrated? Airbnbs not what you like, food? Like, just overall, how's like work doing?
I'm enjoying it overall, but yeah, I like the pace we're going at and stuff. And most of the food is good, but here in Tuscany, not so good. Not including the cheesecake. It's from Gimignano. But yeah, everything else is pretty good.
Yeah, so you went to Portugal first,
Yeah,
right?
Lisbon.
And Porto and Sintra. And do you have any other thoughts since a couple months have passed? Any other thoughts you'd like to share about Portugal now that we've been 2 months removed?
About Portugal?
Mm-hmm.
No. I enjoyed, not really, but if you're going to Porto, I just want to say, it's like the people there are interesting. If they're like, I don't know what it is about them, but a few of them are like just kind of off. But probably just don't stay out past like 9, especially if you're a girl. So yeah.
So what was it about it that made you say that people are interesting? Can you be more specific?
Well, I don't know. They're just off. Not all of them, but just a few of them are just off. For example, we went to go get Thai ice cream one night. I assumed that was already a vlog. And this dude kept walking past us, just mumbling stuff, and he came back twice, and he almost shoved me and Mom. And then he followed us. When we left the Thai ice cream place, he followed us, and then he was just like talking to Dad, like, where are you from? Where are you from? New York? I like New York. I've been to New York. He was all like that, and he was looking at Dad's camera and stuff. And then he followed us from the mall, which was very weird. That's not. It was like, it seems normal. It's just like, that's very off to like just shove past us 2 times and then follow us from the mall. Like, he didn't do anything. He was just seemed like he was up to something.
So that one person makes you generalize about the people of Porto, or was there more?
Well, I thought that was like the worst one, but I can't recall the other ones right now. But I do know there were a few other ones. And then this is generally all throughout Europe, but like people just stare at you a lot probably because we're black but we're like a happy black family. But yeah, in my experience, people stare at us a lot.
Okay. And we went from Portugal to Spain.
Yeah.
Then we went to Madrid and we went to Barcelona. What would you say about, what are your thoughts on just Spain in general, Madrid or Barcelona?
Madrid, I really enjoyed Madrid and the food and the places to go and like exploring and stuff. I really like the city, but the stairs there and like the racism was way worse than the other countries. They didn't do anything to us and they didn't hurt us or like do anything to disrupt us, but like they just felt very racist. It didn't bother me because I like myself and I don't really think about what other people think about me. But they seemed like majority of them had something against us. I can't even like probably generalize all of Madrid, but a lot of people did stare at us.
Okay, what about Barcelona?
I still enjoyed Barcelona though. And I liked all the restaurants and it just felt like a really night town. I don't know how to describe that, but I enjoy night more than the day because it just feels more
alive.
Yeah. and it just felt like a night town, and I like that about Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a lot more color there, so the stairs are a lot better than in Madrid.
Mm-hmm. Then Las Ramblas,
Yeah.
that main street there, and the big
Gaudi.
church there, like Gaudi's
Yeah.
La Sagrada Familia, and his houses that he designed. What were your thoughts on that, being an artist?
I really enjoyed the castle. Honestly, even
The church?
the church. Even though, like, if I'm being honest, most of the churches we go to, even though it's like really pretty and stuff, they be boring me. Cause it's just like there's just gold everywhere, and then there's some rich people with high egos and with money to waste that have a castle. But I enjoyed the church a lot more. Other places because it was a lot more creative and a lot more to observe than other places. And I just like how Gaudi thinks. It's just, he's so unique than other architects that, I don't know any other architects, but based off of the other buildings and churches and castles I see, that one was stood out a lot more from all the rest.
We went from Barcelona to Paris.
Yeah,
What were your thoughts about Paris?
I love Paris. Like, I'm sure like some of the days were a little stressful, but like Paris overall, I really like it. Like the people are super like quaint, and then it's like, I understand like you guys like it too, but to be honest, I think I just like it more because it's like a girl city. I don't know if that makes, like there's a ton of cute shops and little bakeries and like a ton of like cute things that France just does, and I really love that about Paris.
That's cool.
And then the people are really kind there too. Yeah.
Okay, so far would you say you enjoyed Paris the most?
Like where we went in general?
Yeah.
Like the country in general?
The cities.
Well, yeah, Paris. I was kind of going to consider Liechtenstein, but if I'm being completely honest, it was a really cute city and I still loved the place. But I think Paris was just like overall better. Like even though it didn't have snow, I still enjoyed it a lot.
Gotcha. Okay. Then we went from Paris to Munich, to Germany.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Germany?
Yeah, I really like Germany. It's like, if I'm being honest, although like the place is like fun and there's a ton of cool things to do, it's because of its history. I kind of understand why, but it's just super gloomy there. Like it's super quiet and the people are so like they're just like simple. they don't seem like they're they don't stand out. Nothing about the people is different. It's just simple. They're people. And like if I were to see a German person, I wouldn't be able to tell that person is German because it just like nothing stands out about German people. I did learn German though, which it was fun to learn German. And
what are some words you learned or phrases you learned in German?
we get, that's how are you, and I kind of forget like after 1 week of not studying.
How do you say good morning?
Guten Morgen.
How do you say good day? Or good afternoon?
Good afternoon. I got this. So you know that we buenos noches. Buenos cena, you know?
It's right. Is it guten Tag?
Yeah, it is.
Good
No,
job.
that's welcome. I don't know. I'm not trying to like misinform anybody, so I don't know.
You're fine. And shooting Z was like excuse me, right?
Yeah.
Shooting Z, bitte.
It was, bitte is please. Excuse me, please.
And then we went from Munich to Prague, the Czech Republic.
Yeah, Prague, Czech Republic. So I enjoyed Prague a lot, but the people seemed really sad. It's like I enjoyed the city. It was really fun and like our bubble, like our family's bubble, it made it really happy. But the people around us, it was almost like very similar to Germany. They were all super. They seemed sad. It was like a solemnness, like over like everybody, because the Czech Republic, not only 90% of them are atheists, like they don't have a religion, and I think that's why they're sad because We were like the happiest people I saw there, and we were Christian. And then anybody we were around, they wanted to be friends with us, and they liked us more than other people, kind of, because we were happy and like welcoming and kind. And we met this friend. I think his name was George. We played football with him on the last night in Prague, and when he left, he screamed. He like cheered. He was like, "Woo!"
That's great. So continue the story about our last night in Prague. We were out playing.
This is second for last night. The last night was with George, and only you guys three went out to play football.
True.
I wasn't there because they went out to play football, and like 40 people joined in with them, and they said it was really fun. Mabel and Dad left their jackets and cameras out when they were playing catch with people. I was at home watching Maid with Mom, so I can't really describe how playing catch was with them because I wasn't there. But anyways, while me and Mom were home watching Maid, Mom looked in her bank account. Apparently, $11,000 was withdrawn from their bank account, and it was from Zwickel, the guy who overcharged us in Munich, Germany, Zwickel. And then after that, Chris and Dad came home. His camera and Mabel's $200 jacket got stolen. So he lost $11,000, a camera, and a $200 jacket. Great night.
It's a great night. Yeah. But that very next night, we went out and had an amazing night with George.
Yeah.
And
we didn't lose anything.
We didn't lose anything, and we didn't let it ruin
our time.
Today
we got the $11,000 back though. It's January 19th right now.
Nice. Okay, so.
And it was Venice after Czech.
Then we went from the Czech Republic to Venezia, Italy.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Venice?
I like Venice a lot. I think it's one of my top 5 right now. It'll probably change in the future as we continue traveling. But yeah, right now it's in my top 5 favorite cities. Because it's like it's like so many things I like about Venice. It's Italy. Like those who haven't been there probably don't understand. But it's Italy. Like it's just, I don't know if there's a word for it, but it's like so like warm. I guess you could say that. Like it just feels warm. I don't know how to describe it, but that's how Italy feels when you're there. And then what's so cool about Venice, there's no cars. It's just boats. They drive boats there everywhere, and it's just so cool. And then the roads are like super small and narrow, and then you can just go anywhere. It's like you're like a never-ending maze. And I like that because like I like exploring and stuff. And so I really loved Venice.
And then we left Venezia for, where are we now?
Tuscany,
yeah.
Italy, Tuscany, yeah.
We were down the street from San Gimignano.
Yeah. And here so far, if I'm being honest, I like the city a lot, and it's like super beautiful and like quiet and peaceful. But it's like so depressing.
Why?
It's just too quiet. Everybody here seems sad. I haven't heard anybody laugh other than us while we were here. I haven't seen anybody smile other than us while we were here. Well, I did see those Americans at that place they were taking pictures that were super loud and talked about like the very pointless things while they were in Italy.
Right.
Like, if I'm being honest, during this trip, when people ask where we're from, they're like, and when we say American, they like just suddenly don't like us and don't want to talk to us because they just put us in the American stereotype. And at first that honestly bothered me because like I'm not like, Americans are okay, But like, if I'm being completely honest, the majority of Americans that I see travel, like they're super like spoiled. They seem spoiled. Like they have super high egos, and they seem like they just like They seem like the type of people who only travel just to post on Instagram and flex on people instead of like even enjoy the trip. Like they seem like those type of people, like Americans who travel. I don't assume that we're like the majority of Americans, and that feels like probably very stereotypical saying that. But like I genuinely don't, because like when most people think of African Americans, they probably think of like ghetto people, and then when they think of white, and most people have that stereotype in their brains. They don't consider that like not every single race of people is the same. And you think of white people, you think white Americans, you think that they're like very fat, spoiled people who eat a lot. But like we don't fit either of those stereotypes. And don't get me wrong, I don't think every single American is in like either ghetto or fat. But if I'm being honest, that's how most people who travel are like either one of those stereotypes. So most people who do see Americans travel, they fit in one of those stereotypes, so they just assume that every single American is like that. But we're not. That's the American stereotype. Like entitled. That's what they think every single one of us are. And we're not ghetto, but we're like probably the most not rich acting rich family. Because if I were to see me, like if I were an entirely different person, I were to see me, I wouldn't think we traveled to 6 continents. But at the same time, I probably wouldn't think I grew up like in South Central, in in gang members and stuff like that.
So just in general, to wrap this up, we are a black family who travels, right? We travel 49 states, 6 continents. We've been to a whole lot of places as a family.
Yeah.
And as the youngest member of our family, what are your thoughts on just being an African American young lady traveling around the world, or maybe just in Europe, because that's a general question.
Yeah.
Just in Europe so far, since this is where we've started. What are your thoughts?
On Europe overall?
Yeah, just like the perception, like what difference does being black make as a traveler in Europe for you?
It makes me feel very different, like not in a bad way, because I don't think being different is bad, but it just makes me feel like I stand out a lot more than the majority of people, which I'm not used to, because I think more black people are in America than Europe, because America's more diverse. But it just makes me feel like I stand out and like I'm different. And
in the United States, have you felt racism for being black? Have you felt that, or have you seen it? And if so, how does that compare with your experience here? Better, worse, the same?
if I'm being honest, I don't think I've experienced racism. I have experienced colorism, but I've never really experienced racism. But I have seen it towards like Emmanuel and you. When I see white people, I see them like clutching their purses when they see you, Emmanuel, and like getting scared and stuff. I'm starting to see it with Chris more, but it's not as bad for you, Emmanuel, because you guys are bigger.
Okay. And so you've seen us go through that at home.
Yeah.
And you see us go through it here.
Yeah.
Similar, different, better, worse, the same?
I think it's like the same. Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same. But I don't think people here are violent. Because in America, still, the majority of people we see don't like, as soon as they see a black person, they don't like to start fighting. But then, you know, every now and then a cop pulls them over and stuff like George Floyd and like Breonna Taylor and stuff like that happens. But in Europe, although they do get scared of us, you guys, and they clutch their purses and stuff, I don't think like they like imprison us and accuse us of stuff because we're black. But then at the same time, at the do them, we're not like good because we're black.
But you're seeing other people look at me, look at Manuel, look at Chris, and you said they look afraid. What does that look like? Like, can you describe what you're seeing when you're just walking with me, holding my hand, I'm holding your hand, and you're looking at people's faces, and they see me, they see us, and several times you've commented like, "Dad, that person was afraid of you," or "Dad, you don't even look violent." Like,
Yeah.
so just talk about what is the look?
It's just kind of like, it's not obvious unless you're like looking at them. They just see you, their eyes widen just like a tiny little bit, and they just start walking faster. But to me, it's kind of funny, to be honest, because like you're wearing yellow shoes and you don't have any hair, and you're wearing and you're with the little girl, and the little girl is smiling, talking to you. Why would that person do anything to you? Because if a person if you wanted to hurt anybody, you could easily hurt me if I'm walking, holding your hand. So like, if you see me with you just happy, why would you think
That I'm dangerous.
Yeah.
What about me makes you afraid of me?
Yeah, I'm a little girl. If you were, you could hurt me or something and take stuff from me, but like you don't. And then these other people are grown women. I'm a little girl. That even if they were to do anything, it'd be more likely to happen to me than them. Well, now probably not because you're my dad, but still, like, if it were like any black man like that, I'm just like with, it still wouldn't. It's still more likely be me to get hurt than them, and I'm smiling. But you swear you're about to get like robbed. It just
They look at me like I'm about to rob them.
Yeah.
Even though I'm walking with you, it's confusing.
Yeah, where would you go rob somebody in front of a little girl?
Right.
And even if you were to rob people, why in front of me? Like,
Right. So you're saying when I'm with you, when we're together, you see the fear. So
Yeah.
can you imagine what it's like when I'm not with you?
yeah.
Can you imagine what it's like when I don't have a little girl making me look safer? It's
Yeah.
crazy. So that's what Manuel and I and Chris go through.
If any of you plan on traveling like anywhere, like it doesn't even have to be in Europe, could you please like just try to find a hairline for my dad? And like preferably 3 for my brother and my other brother. Just like, could you just, if you find any hairlines anywhere, could you just please like send them to me?
I love you, Berkeley Scott.
I love you too.
It's an honor being your dad, your bald dad.
Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.
Ooh, you so cool. So we're doing what right now?
You're about to interview me on the trip.
Well, what's the trip? Tell me about the trip that
It's what used to be 7-month trip, but because of not really minor, but because of stuff that happened, it's now gonna be more like a 5 to 6 month trip, kind of. It can't be as long as it used to be, with implications of COVID, money, and all that good stuff.
Okay, so we're on a 7-month trip.
Yes.
Okay. And what country did we visit first?
Portugal.
We visited Portugal first. But we were going to Singapore first. What happened? How did we end up going from Singapore to Portugal in a matter of, 24 hours?
We showed up to the airport, bags packed, ready to go on a 17-hour flight to go to Singapore. Everything was ready. We were about to go. We were about to have a fun time, go on the 7-month trip. Boom, we get to the airport and we go to the baggage check-in, do all that good stuff, and they say, you can't come to Singapore. Dad tried to reason with, let them, try to find out why we can't get in and how we can fix that. And it was because our passes or Singapore things,
Mm-hmm.
and they haven't accepted them yet, even though Mom sent it to them 2 weeks prior, and they wouldn't let us in. So we we sat down in the airport, tried to figure out what to do next. So we booked a hotel. That night, everything just went wrong. So after they denied our trip to Singapore, Mom booked a hotel at a Hyatt. We got an Uber, but the Uber canceled last second. So Dad had to use his nice powers to let the Uber driver drive us to the hotel. But he ends up dropping, because of miscommunication. Well, we were all confused because the Hyatt that we wanted to go to was a 15-minute walk away from the closest one to the hotel. So he dropped us off at the one before our Hyatt, and we had to walk 15 minutes with our 40-pound bags each to the hotel. Then we got there, everything was good. We laid down. Yeah.
Okay, so let's fast forward. We decide last minute we're going to Portugal. We land in Lisbon, Portugal, and we enjoy 10 days there. Then we go to Sintra, then we go to Porto. What are your thoughts on Portugal?
Portugal was nice. It had some cool things, some cool places, some cool peoples and area. It wasn't a place that I would have thought to go to because I don't think of anything major when I think of Portugal. It's like, for me, it's one of those cities that has a bunch of cool little stuff, but not a lot of big things. That's how I thought of it. Just Portugal in general.
As a country?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. And what were your thoughts on like Sintra, the castles and like?
The castles were nice. Pina Palace, it was the best castle that I've seen the whole trip. We were on top, we were over the whole city, just looking over the area like the king that I am.
Right, the king that you are. Okay, we went from Sintra to Porto. Overall, would you recommend people go to Portugal, or as a city to visit first, or would that not be in your top 10 of places to start off a vacation in Europe?
It would be a good, I wouldn't say a good place to start off a vacation in Europe, but it would be a good place to just start off, like, you want to start traveling to new countries, get out of your safe zone. I feel like Portugal would be a good place to go for your first trip, or like you're new to it because people there, they speak English. Some people speak English, and it's just easier.
Okay, very cool. So we went from Portugal to Spain.
Yes.
To Madrid.
Indeed,
in Barcelona. What are your thoughts on either Spain in general or Madrid in particular or Barcelona in particular? Like anything you want to say? What are your thoughts when you think of Spain? What comes to mind?
Madrid is nice. All the places were nice, so I'm gonna try to find a different word to use than nice because Madrid, it felt like a extend your stay place. Like after you go to Barcelona, you still want to explore more, so you go to the city next to it, which will be Madrid, which is it's cool. It's a little city that has it's a cool local area. They have really good restaurants, really good parks, very cool buildings. But I feel like it's a place that you would have to know to enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you? Berkeley mentioned the faces of the people and the stares we got in Madrid. So, did you notice any unique stares in Madrid that were unique or different from maybe some of the other places we've been?
Yeah, there were a lot more stairs than everywhere else, but I feel a lot of y'all took it personal, kind of. Well, y'all let it get to you because there was so much of it, so you're not wrong for that. But me, I didn't care.
So can you tell us about the stairs? Can you describe the stairs?
It was like, what are you doing here, stairs? Like, you don't belong here.
Like we don't you don't belong here. You're an outsider, or we don't
want you here.
That was the faces you saw.
Yeah. But I just play with them, make stupid faces.
You know, can you show me, since you're the actor of our family, you're able to embody people's personalities probably better than the rest of us. Can you try to show the camera the kind of faces we got while walking through Madrid?
Mm-hmm. They would just look at us, like some of them would be, some of them they weren't mean stares. They're just trying to see. It was like sort of confused stares, like why would you be here? And most of them they were just, we don't want you here stares.
What does that look like?
It's like a hate stare. Like it's like the first, and they weren't even subtle about it. It wasn't subtle. It's not they're trying to keep it secret. If you look back at them, they would still stare for a little bit before they just leave you alone.
You were talking about how pretty much you're able to remain unfazed.
Yes.
By hateful looks, and you said it doesn't matter because you're not going to see these people anymore. So you might have fun with them or ignore them. On the trip, you mentioned that people are a lot like, what's the word, NPCs?
Yeah.
Can you describe?
After they walk by you, or after they look at you.
Where does the term come from? Where does NPC come from?
It comes from video games, which are like, they're just there. They're just there. They don't serve any value. Well, they're just there.
You're the main character in the video game,
yeah.
And the NPCs are all the other characters there. And they have no significance to you personally.
Yeah, they have no significance to me.
So once you leave their screen, or once you leave the screen that they're on, it's unlikely you'll ever see them again.
Yes.
Is that accurate?
Yeah.
So you said a lot of the people we're seeing with those faces are like NPCs.
Mm-hmm. Plus they're in a different country. So not only once we leave that country, we'll most likely never see you again. In America, if they see you, it's still very likely that they'll never see you again. But in a different country.
So let's move on from Madrid to Barcelona. Would you say the faces were the same in Barcelona?
No.
What was different about it?
They turned from hate to confusion, because Barcelona is one of the most touristy cities in America, or something like that.
In America?
No, it's one of the most popular cities that Americans go to.
Got you.
It was something like that. It was like, if this is regular, this was like, you know what I'm saying? Like you.
So.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So the people were different, the looks were different. They went from.
It's not mean. It's confusion.
Confusion, curiosity.
Yeah.
Any kindness?
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, it was not kindness. It wasn't any hate. Like, you don't belong here. It's more like, oh, a black family.
Okay.
It's like a little bit like they're surprised.
Okay. And in Barcelona, we visited several locations. The biggest, probably the most remarkable one is La Sagrada Familia. What were your thoughts on that huge church designed by Gaudi?
It looks so different from what you've seen, what you see. It's almost hard to put it in words. It's just so different.
Have you seen anything like that anywhere in the world?
No, I've seen nothing like it. It's like all the details put into it. It's breathtaking, like takes your breath.
Nice. Like that. That's how it looks when you take your breath away.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go from Barcelona to Paris.
Paris!
Tell me about your experience in France.
It was decent. Yeah.
Decent.
It was decent. We saw the yeah. We saw the man. What's the name? That ain't filthy well. What else do we see? Yeah. We saw the.
Nice. Very nice. Your French is impeccable.
Thank you.
Really. Nice. And so
That's Brazilian. That's Portuguese.
Okay, what did you enjoy about Paris in particular from your perspective?
It's like a better version. It's like no, it's you can't compare it to any cities because there's nothing. It's like a little bit of New York with a little bit of New Orleans, but with a little bit. They have so many cool statues, cool people. I don't know what I'm saying, but Paris, I really like it. It was my favorite country on this trip so far. Like scenery.
France was.
Yeah, France. Scenery wise.
Scenery wise.
That we got little to no looks because Paris is very diverse, like America, except better.
Okay, we went up the Eiffel Tower.
Don't you mean the Eiffel Tower?
Yes, on one of probably the coldest days of this whole trip. What were your thoughts like on just going up it? Like we'd always wanted to go up it. Did the coldness ruin it for you or affect you in any way?
It definitely did affect me a lot because I was wearing one layer because it was 30 degrees on the ground. We were like 1,000 feet in the air. Like you can't breathe if no one's like.
You can't breathe. And what happened to our tour guide?
So the first tour guide lady, she just brought us to the Eiffel Tower and she told us some corny jokes and told us what to do. She was nice. She said a lot of stuff that didn't need to be said. Like she just made it so much longer than it had to be. So then her assistant or something, or the dude she was working with, he brought us up the Eiffel Tower, and so there are 2 floors. One that was like the 4 legs where they all merge. That was the first area, and then you go up to the tip. And at the first level, it was nice. He just pointed stuff out that you could see. It was cool. Then we went up to the second level. We walked out. It was so cold. The tour guide, dude, he stood there, hands in his pocket. He just kept moving because it was so cold. And he said, "Is it the over there? You can see the over there. You can see the Arc de Triomphe." He left. He left. We didn't even see him.
He just left us up there.
He just walked off. It was so cold up there. He just walked off.
And we can see him after that again, right?
Over there you can see the nice building. You see the Arc de Triomphe. Have a nice day. He just walked out.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so after the Eiffel Tower, we celebrated your 13th birthday in Paris. So how was your birthday in Paris?
It was nice. Well, I gotta say,
What'd you do?
Nice.
What'd you do?
In Christmas, because we were in a different country, we couldn't do what we would usually do. So we all slept in. We woke up. We got our presents. I got a green sweater, some SpongeBob socks, and a green beret with some candy and 100 euros.
Yeah, celebrated Christmas. It was a low-key day kind of thing. But the very next day, December 26th, celebrated the birth of Christopher. Yes, Christopher.
Christopher.
So what did we do on your birthday?
On my birthday, we woke up and we went to Spider-Man. We saw Spider-Man No Way Home. It was the newest Spider-Man. Had a lot of hype. It was a great movie. My favorite one this year. It was the second best movie I've seen all year. The best was 007 James Bond. That was just a great movie overall. But me being biased, I like Spider-Man more because after Spider-Man, we didn't ride. We walked around Paris and got some gyros. Is that what it's called?
Gyros.
Yeah, gyros. We got some gyros. They were really good. Then we just walked around the area. We explored. Then we came back to the apartment and chilled. We just relaxed. The day was over. We left the house at. It was like 9:30
p.m.
Yeah, 9:30 p.m. to go to an escape room at 10 o'clock because all of the other things were filled throughout the whole day. And we scheduled this 5 days, like a week prior before doing it. The whole day was filled, other than like 6:30, but.
So we got one of the last reservations, right?
Yeah, the last reservation.
The last reservation. So we get there, and we go in, and how was that experience?
I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was something different, something new, something cool. Never done it before. I've wanted to do it for a while. But I'm not going to say any names. But somebody who is the father of this family, he was very, how do I say, controlling. He was yelling at, well, not yelling, but he was telling us, you go do this, no, do this, blah, 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 blah. And I just stayed in the corner and acted like I was looking for stuff.
But you weren't looking?
No. Cause Manuel was trying to do everything. He was trying to take stuff from me and Berg, like, cause he thought he needed to do it, trying to figure it out all on his own when it was a team thing. He kept trying to do everything on his own. So then Dad told me, it was all over the place. Like, if people were in the middle of doing something, Dad would just move them out the way and just do it for them and still get it wrong after we were all trying to figure it out.
Okay, so we left Paris. We went Paris and we went from Paris to Germany. What are your thoughts on Germany?
Germany. We didn't stay there that long, but it was. We stayed in a little tiny baby apartment. Well, not a little tiny baby. I slept on a mattress on the floor in the middle of the living room, so it didn't have a lot of sleeping accommodations. But we went to Munich, Germany.
And we got a walking tour of the Third Reich, right?
The Third Reich, Hitler, all that bad stuff. All the bad stuff he did, how he persuaded everybody into thinking Jewish people were bad, Holocaust. We also went to the concentration camp, Dachau. It was good bad. It was enlightening, informative.
Well, how so? What did you learn? How did you feel? What were your thoughts on just Third Reich, Nazi Germany, the Holocaust, concentration camps? Like, tell me, good, bad, how?
I think history is not something to be liked, but to be something to learn from.
So can you like history?
Yeah, you can and you can't. Because history is not all bad, but it's also not all good.
Okay. So you're saying it doesn't matter whether you like it or don't like it.
No.
It's just something that is there that
you can learn from it.
You can learn from it. Okay. What were your thoughts on Liechtenstein? Did you enjoy that trip? What were your thoughts on that day?
I enjoy it looking back at it, just not in the moment it was happening. Well, I'll get to it. But we had a snowball fight. That was super fun. Then we drove to the castle where we had to go hike up some snow to get a good picture of it. And on the way hiking up, I was almost to the place where we're gonna get a picture. I fell knee deep into a puddle of mud. I got my shoes dirty. My shoes, they were already raggedy in the first place, but not only are they dirty and smelly, they were dirty, muddy, and smelly. And I was knee deep in it. And I was so close to the top. It was because I was about to fall on my face in the snow and I didn't want to do that. And I thought it was just dirt. I stepped in it. I went knee deep in it. So that kind of ruined my mood until I got to the bottom of the mountain.
Okay. And it was also freezing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was negative temperatures. It was freezing.
Celsius.
Okay, we went from Neuschwanstein to Prague in the Czech Republic. And I think, yeah. And did you like Prague?
Yeah. It's not a city that you would like as much as I liked it.
When you say you like me or just someone in general, like another kid?
Someone in general, just another kid. There were cool statues, but they're cool churches, cool castles. But there are also cool churches and castles everywhere else we go, so it started getting repetitive. But it's because of what we did. It's not what there was, it was what we did that made me like it so much.
Okay, well what did we do that made you like it so much?
Well, the big thing was that we played catch at night. That was the highlight. That was one of the highlights of the trip so far for me, like top 3. We played catch with 40 different people, made a bunch of friends. Yeah, met cool people, soldiers, regular drunk people. Some dude who could not catch if his life depended on it.
So he was out there for like 2 hours, right? No matter how many times they threw it to this guy, he was trying his hardest. We left Prague and went to Venezia.
There's no city like it. There are no streets, no roads, no cars. It's just rivers. Well, it's not rivers, streams.
Canals.
Yeah, it's canals. The canals are roads, and you get through it with a boat. There's no city like it. If you want to go anywhere, you gotta walk or you could just boat. Like they got gondolas, water taxis. Every source of transportation is by boat. Boats are cars, boats are taxis, boats are limos. Everything is boats. Yeah.
What about food?
Food. Pizza and pasta.
Pizza and pasta, that's it.
Every place we went, pizza and pasta. Everywhere, pizza and pasta. Okay, let's try something else. What's here? Pizza and pasta. Okay, let's go somewhere else. What's here? Vegan pizza, gluten-free pasta.
Right. 10 didn't have that baked chicken.
Yeah, they had some good chicken and had a really good burger.
Yeah.
And it was the last night. And there's this thing that occurs on most last nights of the trip, where something bad always happens. Dad lost his wallet on the last night in France. It always happens to Dad. He lost his drone last day in Germany. You lost something else. The last day we always have to be vigilant and make sure Dad doesn't lose anything, because it's never something little. It's always something big.
So far, what are your thoughts on Tuscany?
Tuscany is an old person city.
This is a region. So Siena.
Okay, so it's an old person region.
Okay.
It's, at least right now, there is nothing to do. It's nothing. Like N to the O to the TH to the I to the N to the G. Nothing.
For kids.
No, not even for kids. There's nothing open. We came out this afternoon. We walked through our whole area. The only things that were open was a wine store and a pastry shop.
So maybe just to get drunk and eat some snacks. That's to help people cope.
Yeah, like we made a joke. It was when you come to Tuscany, you could drink some wine, look at birds, and contemplate Tuscany.
It's silly. It's like torture for kids. It's nothing to do for kids.
It's super boring.
Okay, so final question.
Yes.
Being a black male, we're a black family traveling throughout Europe. Are there any similarities or differences to being in the United States versus being here? Like the treatment you get back home, similar to the treatment you've received here? Feeling you get back home in certain areas, similar to the feeling you get here? Like no difference at all?
I mean, we're in a whole different country, so everything is different. Almost everything, almost everything is different. And also, because we're in a new area every different week, and we go out every day like we wouldn't do at home, it's different. It's a new experience, and I like it. Well, it's new, but it's not. Like I've done it before.
You like the newness?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's it. Thank you for your time, sir.
Transition.
Thanks, guys.
Boom. Appreciate you. And